Now, I want may we look at some common operations we dey do for JavaScript. First, I want may we look at what we dey call rest and spread. We already talk about spread briefly before when we dey talk about arrays. I talk say if you want add the data for one array to another array, you fit use dot push. But if you push an array directly to another array, you go add that entire array inside this new array as a whole. E be like say you dey put one box inside another box. But if you no wan put the entire array, the entire box inside the new array, then you fit spread the item inside the old array into the new array by using this dot 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 spread operator. You fit think of am like say you get 2 bags of sweets. If you want add the sweets wey dey inside the second bag to the first bag, you fit either add the entire bag of sweets inside the old bag with the individual sweets, or you fit just tear the bag and then spread the items inside the old sweets into the bag of the new sweets as well. And now what we dey call spreading be that. We fit also use spreading for objects. So if you want add an existing object inside a new object and you no want maybe object inside an object, you fit just spread the old object into the new objects, like this example where we dey add our old person object into this more info object. If we add them directly, it will just put this old object into the new object like this. But since we no want make it be box inside a box, we just spread them like this. Rest, like the opposite of spread. Rest mean pack these items together. They also look like 3 dots, but mostly we dey use them inside function parameters to collect arguments and then pack all the arguments we collect together inside one box, inside one array. For instance, if you no sabi how many arguments person go pass inside your function, you fit use rest collect all the extra arguments, all the extra parameters, and join them together. For instance, may we take a look at this function example. We get this function chop food. This chop food function they collect 2 arguments where we know for sure, this first and second argument. Then any extra argument where our users or our programmers or anybody where they run this code, any other argument where they provide, you go pack them together into this the rest array. So now if we console log first, now any argument we pass as the first argument, it will console log for here. Console log second go console log the second, and console log the rest will console log a collection of all the remaining arguments we then pass, no matter if not 2, 3, 4, or 5. Like this chop food example. Now, make we enter destructuring. Destructuring for JavaScript line we take the collect some of the data inside an object or array and then store them inside another variable in a simple and fast way without writing long code or multiple lines of code. For instance, let's say we get this object person and we get the name, age, and city of our person. Now, we won't collect the name and then save this name only inside its own variable. And then we also won't collect the age and then save the age only inside its own variable. We fit write the code like this. Let name equal to person.name and let age equal to person.age. And then if we won't collect the city, we will also write that city equal to person.city. But all of these ones are long twin. We don't need more than one line of code to do this if we sabi the structure. To destructure, you go first write const or let or any variable keyword will they take declare your variable. Then you go open curly braces and then write the properties, the key of the value will they try save as its own variable. So now you go call equator to the person. Wetin this one go do now say it go automatically make this key beside this object become a variable name, and then it go automatically make the value become the value of this new variable. So now if we console log this name, you don't create a name variable and the value will be our Tunde. And then if we console log the city too, it go save the Lagos inside this new city variable. So the value of our city will be Lagos. If you use the structure any property and value inside an object, you fit don't notice say with this our syntax, with this way we will take the structure our object, we no fit use a different name as the name we want take save our values. For instance, this Tunde, if we want save this Tunde inside a new variable, any name will we go take save the new variable go gas the key, which is this name, if we did the structure like this. But what if we want save them as a different name from our property? What if we no want save our Tunde as a name variable? What if we want use a different name for the variable? How we go take do am? Well, you fit still do this one too with Destructuring. Only you go rename the variable inside this curly bracket. So you go write them like this: name colon, then change them to the new name where you want take store your values. And then if you want change the variable where we take store how old our person be, we fit do them as well using this colon, then years. So now we dey specify the property of the value where we want extract. We dey also specify the name we want take save the new variable. If we console.log name, you no go work because there is no such variable as name, because we don't change that now to full name. And if we console log age now, you no go work because we don't change that to yes. But if we console log full name and we console log yes, it will give us the name and the age of our person. Just as we did destructure objects, we fit also destructure arrays. And the way we did do them, na the same. Basically, only difference na say after our variable declaration keyword comes, we go open a square bracket inside instead of a curly braces. Remember, curly braces now we dey use for objects, but square brackets now we dey use for arrays. So to destructure this fruits array for our example, we simply write the keyword const, then open square brackets, and inside the square brackets we get 3 variables. Now the first item for our array go save itself only inside this first variable inside our square bracket. So this first variable will become mango. It go get the value of mango. And then the second one will get the value of banana. And this apple go save inside this variable. Third, you no need to destructure everything. If you only need 1 or 2 things inside an array, you fit just write that like this. And if you need only the first and the third, you fit just write that like this. You go write the name of the first variable, but after the first comma, you no go write anything. And then write another comma, and then you go write the variable name where you want take save the third item. We fit combine the destructuring with rest for both objects and arrays. For arrays, we fit do am through this example. For here now, we dey set our first item into this first variable. So this variable first go become rice. And then we go now pack the rest of the items in this array inside this variable others using rest operator. So the others, this others variable could become an array containing beans, yam, and plantain. And this variable first will contain rice. Now another example with this, we will say we get our fruits arrays containing 4 items. Then we destructure the first item into this variable first. So first go turn to mango. Then we collect the rest of the fruits inside our array into this rest fruits variable. So this rest fruits variable could become banana, apple, and orange will be the remaining, the rest. Just like we dey combine the structuring with rest for arrays, we fit also combine the structuring with rest for objects. To use the structuring and rest together for objects, we fit do am like this example where we get this person object. Now, wetin we wan do na say we want destructure the data inside this object into two more objects. We wan collect the name of our person and store am inside a name variable, and then we wan collect the rest and store am inside another variable. This constant we recall our info. So we write const and then open curly braces to show say na object with the destructure. Then we write wetin we want the structure into our first variable wey we name. Then we can use this rest operator dot 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 to say connect the rest of the information inside this object into this other constant wey we call other info, and then we go say equal to the object wey we dey try destructure. Again, simply we dey say pick the name, then the rest use other info to pack am inside one box. So the name becomes Tunde and the other info become all of these other key value pairs. We fit use destructuring inside function arguments or parameters. For instance, if you write our function greet and then we dey expect make our users pass in an object as the argument, we fit quickly extract the values wey we need by destructuring the properties inside this function argument directly. So with this example, we get destructuring for the name and the city from our object. So this function go work if we pass in a parameter wey be object, and then with this object, it will just automatically comot the name and the city. So for example, if we call this function with this new person object, it go automatically destructure, that is, remove the data wey e need, which is the name and city properties, and then use them inside our function logic. Yeah, we just dey console log these values, but we fit do anything we want. Now we will don destructure key objects. At this point for our course, we go move on to array methods. Yes, we don talk about array methods before. Array methods where we take the do things, modify, change, lengthen or reduce our array. But we no talk about some popular array methods wey dey very important because you go use them for React and other JavaScript libraries and frameworks. These methods, we go dey look at them one by one. The first one wey we go examine today na dot map. Dot map dey move through every item inside array, and then e dey change, e dey transform each one of the items inside the array. But after e don transform all of them finish, e go still return them as a new array wey e fit come safe inside another box, inside another variable. You no go touch the original array. The original array go still there, but then the new transformation, e go give us the value so that we go store them inside another variable and then use that one too. For example, we get this our numbers array. This array contain 4 items, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We go use this dot math method to transform our number to multiply each of them by 2. Multiplication is one of the transformation wey you fit do. You fit do any transformation. You fit divide, you fit multiply. If na strings, you fit use string method to add something to all of them. As long as you want modify each of them somehow, and then return the value and save them inside a different array, you fit use this dot map. So to use that, you will use arrow function. We don't talk about arrow functions before. You will just write this no, this num argument, the first parameter. I tell you, if arrow function gets only one parameter, you no need to put an inside bracket. Now why we write this no directly? And this num parameter, if it be anything, if you use any name to stop her, but as long as it dey inside this map bracket, that means they go represent each individual item inside your array. So now after you don supply the parameter and then you do the arrow function, you will come do the kind transformation where you want perform. This one, we just want multiply each of our item by times 2. So now this one turn loop 4 times. So for the first time, none will be 1. You go do 1 times 2. You go save her inside one new array. Then it go do 2 times 2, save her. 3 times 2, save her. Then 4 times 2, save her. Then this value, this new array, our transformation, you go come return them back to us so that we fit come save them inside a variable and use this one to anywhere for our program. Another array method wey we get na dot filter. Dot filter go check each item for your array to see if they meet certain conditions. Then the ones wey meet the condition, e go put that inside a new array, but the ones wey no meet that condition, e go throw away out. So now the difference between map and filter na say map will help you transform every single one of your arrays and it will give the transformation back to you without eliminating anyone. But filter go check if they meet certain condition and na only the ones wey meet that condition e go give back to you. For this our example now, we get nums array containing numbers from 1 to 6. Then we use the dot filter method, pass the num as the first argument as usual to signify each of our items. Then after the arrow function sign, we go come write our condition. Now for this one, we dey try check if any of our item be even number. Now only the ones wey be even number na we want make it return inside a new array. Any number will the even number, I tell you, divided by 2, the modulus, this percentage go be 0. But anyone wey no dey divisible by 2, which is an odd number, the modulus go be 1. So now we dey check for each item in our array, divide them by 2, see if their modulus equal to 0. If their modulus equal to 0, create new array and then give them back to us. So we try with 1 no dey divisible by 2, you no go use that one. Then 2 dey divisible, so it will give us 2 in our new array. 3, you go come out and 4, you go put them for our new array. 5, you go come out and 6, you go put them for our new array. So our new array becomes 2, 4, 6 after filtering. We also get the reduce method. Reduce method could take one array, combine all the items into one single value and then give us the result. So for this our example now, we get 4 items inside our array. We'll use the reduce method, but the reduce method will get the first argument will be they call accumulator, and the second argument will be just be our individual items as normal. This accumulator, they indicate the starting point, how we want to make our transformation into one item start. So you go write your accumulator and your items parameter inside one bracket, then write the arrow function, and then after you go come write wetin you want do. For here we dey say add our accumulator plus each of our items in the array. This value will be write after this comma na wetin go be the initial value of the accumulator. Since we work at all the items for this our array, we set our accumulator initial value as 0. So it will constant 0 plus 1, 1, and 1 plus 2, 3, then 3 plus 3, 6, then 6 plus 4, 10. You fit also use and do multiplication or any other kind of operation we want to reduce everything into just one item. Now we go talk about joining strings and variables together. We don't see how we dey join strings and variables together for JavaScript with some of our past examples. But now I will tell you the 2 major ways. For instance, if we get these 2 variables, name and age, and we won't use them both in one string to say my name is his name and then I am this age years old. The first way will we take the insert variables inside our strings for JavaScript man to write them like this. You see say for here we get our normal string my name is, but now at this point we won't use the name, we just write plus the name variable and then plus again another string and I am, and plus again the age variable and the string years old. This one go work and the final value of your message variable will be one long string. Maybe my name is Alice and I am 25 years old. But it is very annoying to dey write all these quotation marks and then this plus and then to make sure you add this space after your quotation mark. All these ones, they very annoying. And to do an in an easier way, we get modern will repair visual for JavaScript. We dey use what we dey call template literals. Template literals na the backticks. We will say, I tell you earlier for the course in the beginning, say we fit use them right string and it will make our life easier because we fit use double quotes and single quotes inside them. With template literals, back backticks. You fit also write your variable directly inside without using this plus and then breaking down your quote. You go write am like this: backtick, my name is, and then whenever you wan use any variable, you go just use this $sign, then curly braces. So inside you go call out your variable name. And I am another $sign, curly braces, then inside you write your variable name. Yes, good. So the output of this one too could become: my main is Alice and I am 25 years old. So now even if we change our main variable to Blessing and our age to be 18, this code could still work and it will reflect the new values of our variable, which is my name is Blessing and I am 18 years old.